Did you just buy a new rubber tree? Wondering what to do with your new plant? You need to repot your new rubber tree immediately? Should you water your rubber tree right away? What's the best spot for your rubber tree? In this video, I'll show you what you need to do with your new rubber tree. This is a quick start guide for your new plant. It's what I do when I buy a new rubber tree. Number 1, you need to water your new rubber tree. Don't assume your new rubber tree needs to be watered right away. The best way to tell if it's time to water your rubber tree is to feel the soil. Stick your finger in the soil 1 inch deep. If the soil feels dry, it's time to water your rubber tree. If the soil is wet, then don't water your rubber tree. Don't forget to empty out the water that drains into the saucer. Don't let your new rubber tree sit in the puddle of water. It might get root rot, which is fatal for your rubber tree. Remember, don't overwater your new rubber tree. Feel the soil first before watering. Overwatering is the leading cause of death for most houseplants. It's best to underwater than to overwater. Number 2, do you need to repot your new rubber tree? There are 2 things to check as you decide whether or not to repot your new rubber tree. The first is to check for drainage holes, and the second is to check for signs that your new rubber tree has outgrown its pot. Check for drainage holes. First, check and see if there are drainage holes at the bottom of the pot of your new rubber tree. Some plants are in pots that look like it has no drainage holes, but there's actually a grow pot underneath with drainage holes. Take a closer look at the pot that your new rubber tree is in. Is there a grow pot underneath with drainage holes? If there are no drainage holes, then you need to repot immediately because you don't want your new rubber tree to sit in soggy soil. It might suffer from root rot, which is fatal for houseplants. My new rubber tree is planted in a grow pot with drainage holes. For now, I'm leaving my rubber tree in the pot. It's best to leave your new rubber tree plant in its current pot while it's getting used to its new home. There's no rush to repot. Wait a few weeks before repotting. Check for signs that your rubber tree has outgrown its current pot. If you see the roots coming through the drainage holes or roots at the surface of the soil, these are signs that your rubber tree has outgrown its current pot. You should repot soon. There are roots growing out of this rubber tree. I'm going to repot it to a larger pot. How to repot your rubber tree? If you need to repot your new rubber tree because there are no drainage holes or it has outgrown its current pot, use a well-draining organic all-purpose potting soil. Only buy organic soil mix because the fertilizer is not as concentrated in organic soil. Non-organic soil should really only be used for outdoor plants. Repot your rubber tree in a pot 4 inches larger than its current pot. Check out my video on how to repot rubber tree. Number 3, where should you place your new rubber tree? There are several factors to consider when deciding where to place your new rubber tree: light, temperature, and draft. Light. Your rubber tree will thrive in a bright area with indirect sunlight. East or west facing window is a good spot for your rubber tree. You can filter direct sunlight using sheer blinds or curtains. Filter intense afternoon sun from a west facing window. Direct sun from south facing windows will need to be filtered. However, know that too much shade will result in poor growth. Pink rubber tree will need more light than the burgundy rubber tree. Make sure you place your pink rubber tree in a location with more light, but avoid direct sunlight. It will get sunburned. Temperature. You should also consider the temperature of your interior space. Your rubber tree likes a daytime temperature of 70 to 80 degrees Fahrenheit and a nighttime temperature of 60 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Draft. You should also make sure your rubber tree is positioned away from heating and air conditioning vents. Keep it away from draft. If you have a drafty window, make sure your rubber tree is located away from it. Number 4, wipe down the leaves of your new rubber tree. Your new rubber tree might have fertilizer residue, dust, and dirt on its leaves, so it's a good idea to wipe the leaves of your new rubber tree. Wiping the leaves of your new rubber tree will help improve its photosynthesis. Get a damp cloth and wipe down the leaves. I like to use a microfiber cloth, but you can use any type of cloth as long as it's clean. A damp paper towel will also work on your rubber tree. Don't use leaf shine to wipe your rubber tree. The chemicals will clog up the leaves. If your rubber tree is particularly dusty, you can also use a duster to dust off the layers of dust on the leaves. Number 5, you need to fertilize your rubber tree. I generally don't recommend fertilizing your new rubber tree right away. You don't want to over-fertilize your rubber tree since you don't know if it was just fertilized by the grower. Wait a month before you fertilize your rubber tree. When you do fertilize, use organic fertilizers with a higher ratio of nitrogen content. Fertilize once a month when it is actively growing. When it's dormant, during the fall and winter, don't fertilize your rubber tree. Number 6. What should you do with damaged leaves? I suggest removing any damaged or torn leaves on your new rubber tree. Simply cut it off with clean scissors. Your rubber tree will look nicer without the damaged leaves. Damaged and torn leaves will not turn green and healthy again, so you might as well just cut them off. Do know that when you cut off the leaves of rubber tree, there will be a white milky sap. This latex sap is mildly toxic and can irritate the skin. I suggest you wear gloves when cutting off the leaves of your rubber tree. You need to observe your rubber tree in the next few weeks to see if your rubber tree is happy. Signs of an unhappy plant are brown spots on leaves, which could be a sign that it is getting sunburned. You need to move your rubber tree out of direct light. If your rubber tree is dropping leaves, it could be a sign of overwatering or it's too cold. Check the temperature to see if that is a problem. Good luck with your new rubber tree. Please like and subscribe for more gardening videos like this. Thanks for watching.